So now here with the last experiment, that is 12th one, we are finding the again minimum cost spanning tree here, but with the help of a Prim's algorithm. This Prim's algorithm is same as that of the Dijkstra's algorithm. Here only one slight change we are doing here is that when we are comparing that minimum value d of minimum of d of v and cost of u and v, there we are having a slight change here. Only that is the change, otherwise all the logic is same here. So starting with, so no need of explanation of what is spanning tree and minimum cost spanning tree. Okay, let me revive first. That is minimum cost spanning tree means the tree with the minimum cost, which is a subgraph of its graph including all the vertices but not the edges. It is a connected and a acyclic graph. So this is minimum cost spanning tree. It is a subtree of a graph or a subgraph of a graph which is including all the vertices but not the edges. So starting with, again first we are importing the scanner class to read the data, then we are creating a class called prims, then in that directly main function we have created, public static void main. So using that we will start with the function here. First we are declaring an array W, that is the cost adjacency matrix or weight adjacency matrix you can say, with the 10 rows and 10 columns. Nijsk equals to 0. These are the variables which we are going to use in our program. Minimum, sum, u, v, flag and solution. This also is included. Flag is used to check whether there is a spanning tree or not. For some graph we cannot find the spanning tree. So that time initially flag is equal to 0 means there is no spanning tree. So if the value of flag becomes 1, we can say that the spanning tree is existing. Solution means it will find the whatever the minimum spanning tree we have found out, that will be present in the solution. So initially we are asking the number of vertices from the user and it is stored in n. We are creating the object of the scanner class sc. Using this sc we are reading this integer using the next int function. So next what we are going to do is solution for I is equal to 1 till last number, from vertex number 1 to the last vertex we are doing solution, initializing solution of I is equals to 0. Then we are asking the user to enter the weighted graph, that is the weight adjacency matrix. Then weight adjacency matrix is stored in W of ij using the object of the scanner class and the next int function. So then we are entering the source vertex here. That source vertex is stored in the variable s. So solution of s is equals to 1. It means that we have visited that particular vertex. From that vertex we are traveling to the next vertex, initializing the value of k equals 1, while k is less than n minus 1. While k is less than n minus 1 means we are including the n minus 1 edges in our graph. So k indicates the total number of edges which we are including. So when solution is equals to 1 means the one vertex is covered, so that we are going to get the next vertex, and when there are two vertices we are going to get one edge, like that. So here also we are taking the minimum value as 99, then checking whether the solution is 1 or 0. So when we are checking here, solution is 1 means it is visited, solution of 0 means it is not visited. Then after that, if that condition is true, means if we are from the source vertex to the next vertex, if we are not visited, then we are if this condition is true, we are checking the cost between that edge and the minimum, and if there is an edge, then whatever weight is there of that edge, that will be stored in the minimum, so that u and v are the new vertexes of the new edge which we have found out here. Like this, one by one we are finding out the edges, and solution of v is equals to 1. Now since we have visited the next adjacent vertex, its visited value will also become 1, and we have visited that vertex means we are considering that vertex in our minimum cost spanning tree, and we are finding the sum is equal to sum plus min. Min contains the weight of the edge which we have just explored. Then what we are going to do, just we are going to display from U to V, we are having a minimum edge. So like this we are going to display. Let us see next what we are going to do. See, if a solution of I is equals to 0, if that vertex is not visited, then its solution value will be 0. If its value will be 0, we are setting the flag is equal to 1. What does it mean if we set the flag is equal to 1? It means that we don't have a spanning tree. What is a spanning tree? It includes all the edges. If solution of I is equal to 0, it means that particular ith vertex is not visited. If it is not visited, then it is not included in our spanning tree. So if it is not included, we don't have a spanning tree. Otherwise, we are having a spanning tree and we are going to print its sum. Finally, we are closing the input object, that is SC. So this is how we are finding. This is the same graph which we have seen for the Kruskal's algorithm. Same vertex we are having, same cost adjacency we are having, but the way we are declaring is different here. So these are the edges which we are including in our minimum cost spanning tree. See here, for the same graph, even if we are using the different method, we are getting the same minimum cost, that is 15. Let us execute this one now here. So I have already created a Java project number 12, our last project of this DAL lab theory here. I have let us just save it. I will save this one. Let us run now. Now it is asking me how many vertices you are having. We are having 6 vertices. So it is asking me the cost adjacency matrix. So what I am going to do is just copy paste this one. So cost adjacency matrix I am copying. See, for that you have to draw the graph. As I told you in the previous video also, for entering the cost adjacency matrix you have to draw the graph. Then our vertex is 1 here, source vertex. So this is giving us the minimum cost spanning tree whose cost is 15, and these are the edges which we are using in our minimum cost spanning tree.